Oh, Lord. Oh, what's going on? How we doing? How we doing? Everybody all right? What's cracking, race? Yep, doing all right. Doing all right. Good to see everybody this beautiful night. Thanks for anybody that has asked anything about my dad. I appreciate it. He's doing well. I am absolutely killed out. But I wanted to come spend a few minutes with you guys and gals, you ladies and gents. Thanks for tuning in. If you are brand new and never been here before, welcome. My name is Mike, and I'm going to be your host for this evening. We chart, we have fun, we talk charts, and we do a little bit of planning and looking at levels for different things. So if you're brand new, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. Be sure you hit the like button for me and the subscribe button if you haven't already. Okay. Mike, money, Mike. What's up, Michelle? Yes, thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate it so much. So, man, I hope some people was listening to me with Netflix, guys, over these past week and a half, 2 weeks. I'm I'm up very nicely. I had a feeling this split was going to be a catalyst. I will say we broke this line here today. You see where the last place I had marked around 11:35. We've closed here at 11:57, tapped 11:65 it looks like. So hopefully you are enjoying some Netflix. Where did I get the Fender hat? What hat am I wearing? That's my Axe hat. That Fender hat. Is this the one you're talking about? I love this trucker hat. This is my Fender trucker hat. I got this one from Sweetwater. I actually ordered it from Sweetwater. What's up, Sourlito? Brian Porter, what's up? Hello, Coffee, Bullish, Tanvers, good to see you. Eldon 893, I think that's who was asking. Yeah, I got it. I ordered it from Sweetwater. I love trucker hats. I wear these on stage most of the time when I'm playing shows, and that's one of my faves. It's one of my faves. I play a Telecaster a lot. I play a Les Paul too a lot, but I play a Telecaster a lot. So, yeah, Netflix, man. Let's hit that right fast. I'll hit a few more for you. But I really wanted to talk Netflix. You can see what this has attracted already. We got a great crossover. This is a daily. Remember, the higher the time frame, usually the nicer the crossover that you get on your RSI. And this, when I love it when it regains 40. Like that is my, I love it. If it's a good stock. I mean, a junky stock can regain 40 and then just right back, but a good stock, when you get 40 back over the signal and the MACD crosses, watch out. This is the move that you get right here. And really, I just started DCAing under the 200. I saw this stock split coming, and I said, this is bullish looking. So we've broke each level coming up through here. 1180s on the table. There's a gap. There's a gap back up here, man. This gap down nice. So 1180 is my next area of interest here. Keep it on your watch list. I think maybe this runs on into the stock split. This is going to attract new investors. I've been saying it for a couple weeks now, week and a half at least, something like that. Yep, going to hit lift. Pops is doing good. Saurlito, he's surgery went good today, and it he's a little bit hoarse right now. They did a stent in the carotid, so. But for his age, it couldn't have went any better. Appreciate everybody, anybody that sent some good prayers up for him. I really appreciate it, and just for keeping us in mind. Thank you. Let's hit lift while we're on here. My lift position I gave you guys the other day, I think sitting around 8 or 10% on those calls. Look at that move, man. Let's look at this weekly. Now check this monthly, y'all. I am continuing to buy and hold shares. And if I get a pullback again to 22, and really even back to 19, if we was to get a pullback, I will buy more shares. I think $32 is the minimum move here, back up to 32. That's what I think right there. This is really where acceleration to the downside started, right here when we lost 40. I think we get back to that. And then we'll come, we've got a little bit of consolidation in this neighborhood. So I think between 32 and 40, we're going to have, we'll get up there and probably have some issues, some consolidation. I like this to 32 over the coming months. I like it still moving strong. The monthly MACD has now crossed the 0 line. Okay. This signal line's slowly catching up with it. When this comes with it, it's going to be a good move. So I still like it on the monthly. And all the other time frames are looking good. In between the monthly, you get moves like this on the daily, right? So it bleeds off so we can get more momentum, and then we come up again for air. And that's just a healthy pullback. That's all that is. So I still like lift, still in it, still up. Can't lose now. If you're in there with me, set your stops and stuff. Versace, we are live. We're live. We're live. We're live. What do you think about the high yield Netflix ETF? Yeah? Bullish Brown, I'll be honest with you, I've never looked at it. Okay. I have never looked at it. Thank you, IP Therapy. Yeah, Panther, I listened in a little bit. I actually grabbed I got to trade a little bit from my car. I've got Wi-Fi in my car, so I have my laptop. And I got this moved right there up to here. And somewhere in that neighborhood, Josh said, I bet if Mike was with us, we would be trading AMD. And I was in AMD at the time. I expected it to retrace to pre-market, but really you just came back to the previous day high and bounced identical. Look at that. Right back here. So the second pass through, and I wanted to bring that up to people. When you get these lines, okay, AMD opened, turn this magnet off. And this was the crossover line, right? If you were quick enough, this was hard to catch. I got a real quick move off this and then had to cut it because it started falling back. So this is your point of entry. That's also your point of exit when it came back down. But when it retests these levels again for the second time, like right here is your opening range high, or up here if you measure the wick, right? Up here's the body. Here's pre-market high. The second time it passed through this level was much stronger than the first time. You see, when you get this retracement like this and then you come back and get this second pass through the same level, look at that move up, man. I got 45%, I think, on this. And so just to keep this on your radar when you are day trading or scalping these, you don't have to wait. You don't always have to wait for opening range to break. If so, you had to wait till this broke, and you got a little move up. But the fact that your previous week high was right here, this was major contention. This was a weekly high from a previous week. That's a big level to get across. So you need to keep this on your radar right now on AMD. If we break 261 and hold, and we get a retest of 261, that is super bullish for AMD right now. Super bullish. That's a weekly level being broke. You can see this thing just retraced back to support and took off again. Right here we'll tell the tale if we get back across the signal line on the RSI. So you need to retrace back over 66. It looks like it's going for it. Anything a close over 261, I think, gives AMD its next leg up. Is what I think. But I wanted to point out that when you get a second pass through a level, it's usually a much stronger pass. It's usually if you first got it and then it rejected, it just had to come back again. Just had to get a breath of air and some more gas behind it, and it's usually a much more violent move. Same thing with, I want to say, no, SPY didn't. I played SPY a little bit on the way down, but none of the moves on the way down were super flushy. They didn't have any hard drops with them. This was a choppy hold the whole way down. But again, it did hold the 9 EMA. So this is one of my trend guides when I'm day trading. You don't really get that out of the gate on the first 15 to 20 minutes. But when you start trending this 9 EMA, you can ride this 9 down if you stay under it, right? Then you throw your 20 on and it becomes your second line of defense. I just use those EMAs as guides, trend guides. That's all I do. Okay. So let's get SPY for a moment while we're here. Where's my comments while I'm up here? I'll do Q's. Shelly, what's up? Yeah, that was a good play on AMD. And I got coffee. Yeah, I have a lift option. I posted it in the Discord a few days ago. We're up. We're up on it. It had a nice return today for a while. I'll pull it back up and look here in a moment. Yeah, so the open today, lift shot up like crazy and then came back and based all day. Kind of like it's flagging. Let me see what it is right now. 8 or 10% on the leap. I'm up 22% on my shares and 9% on the leap call. Okay. What's up, John Hidalgo? AA under God. Hey, fella. Neil, I'm not playing options on Netflix because I'm waiting on the stock split. After stock split, I may consider. What I wanted to do was own this before going into the stock split. So I've bought a pretty decent chunk of shares. I'm up 5 or 6% on the shares. That's a pretty nice move on Netflix shares on $1,200 stock. Yeah, it seems like I charted ELF a day or two ago, Switz. Okay. Let's check SPY for a moment on 1 hour. Let's see here. This is back to last Friday. You can see why we're having trouble here. I think you got to start closing over 685 for another move up. And you've got light support in a few spots coming down through here. $679. $675. If 675 was broke, Won't be pretty. It will not be pretty. Got a little bit right through here though. Six, 6, 8. And then this shelf right here, 672. Okay, here's your levels. There you go. That's what I would be looking for with another small. Let's just screenshot that for a moment. A lot of volume right there today. This is why SPY couldn't move today. See, your value area is so tight. Okay. So you've got a little issue here. Why is it not picking my line up? 683, 683.85. Right there. $682.60. This will change a little in the morning. There you go. Just had a lot of range right here today, or tight range all day long pretty much. Dropped out of it 2 times only to return to it. Just drawing like a magnet, okay? Post split, most stocks pull back to dilution. It's not diluting, bullish brown. I'm not saying it can't pull back, but a 10-for-1 reverse split's not dilution. It's not an offering. It's not a share offering. It's just a reverse split. The price is gone. The price of Netflix is so high. It's a turnoff for smaller investors, and I guess a turnoff, maybe a turnoff for other investors too. I don't know how Wall Street investors look at it, but I know when I sit back and look, yeah. So Brian, like the price of Netflix is, 11.57. If you own, one share of Netflix after the day after the stock split, you will own 10 shares of Netflix at $115.70. So it's just making it more appealing to the eye, honestly. People think, and Tesla has done splits because the price got so overinflated I guess basically to the naked eye. It just makes it more appealing, and what people think it's accessible to them then. when in all actuality, you could have been buying Netflix $100 at a time all you wanted to. You can buy fractional shares. $100 is $100, you know. It just it's the same value, so it's not a dilution. That's why I think it's a catalyst for the stock. Okay. So, guys, there's a few levels on the SPY for you for tomorrow. It'll change overnight. It always does, but you know, I've had we did a bang up job on UPS last time. UPS is staying strong. It caught my eye today. Yeah, Apple has too. Yep. No problem, Bullish Brown. I just want everybody, you know, because some people's never saw splits much, and I mean, I used to not know what it was either at one time, and it's just a learning curve, is all it is. So somebody asked me for the Qs. I'll do the Qs first too. They're going to chart usually about identical. You can see the Qs stayed in the same range, same tight range today. We're really in we're really in an area that just don't want to break out right now. If you could look at it on the daily, we've been staying in there. Had that one drop out and then right back into that range. So 627 is your breakout on the Qs. $617.40 on the downside. I do notice the RSI has failed so far to retake 60. Still leaning bullish. Our bars are above the histogram. So we're still leaning bullish. We're in bullish hands. This is breakout 626.75. I think brings you back towards 636 at all-time highs. That's what I think. Under 617. Back to 610. Let's see if I'm right. I think so. Looky there. Boom. $611 will be. Looky there, guys. Pow. Wapow. Right there. Right there. All through here. All through here. 611's decent level on the Qs. That's the 4 main levels I'll be watching. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, therapy, PayPal. I don't like it. I'll also tell you Microsoft had awful strong rebound today. I know that bot picked a put, but you can't hold puts when it does this. I didn't like it. I actually played calls on this today. Let's look at Microsoft a moment. It as well found its support right there, man. So in the future, you need to really watch hard right here around 494. If you come back to that level. Yeah, Jose, orb signal is only for small time frames. I'll show you here in just a second. We'll go through a couple of day trade scenarios. Yeah, this bounced pretty hard today. So I don't day trade Microsoft very much, but just to show you orb, here's pre-market. Here's orb, okay? Orb is your purple lines. Pre-market, your yellow lines. All right. Orb is the first 3 5-minute candles. You can see when you get a consolidation like this, look at that. Look at those first 3 5-minute candles. See that? That is telling you it's range bound, but when it breaks out of this range, watch out. I would not have been so bullish on this had it broke over this because pre-market high is still right above you. But until we got over that, honestly, because the range wasn't very far away on a day like today. But this gathered under pre-market low and consolidated for 15 solid minutes. Your fourth candle gave a doji, almost 3 dojis in a row. But when you got a strong candle to break under your purple line and close, the fact that it closed was your initial signal that, hey, this range has been broke. Then I want to go back here to the previous day. And I do see some consolidation through here. So that would have played a little factor for me. Had I took this move down, I would have took it from 507.20 close to 505.20, about a 2-point move, and then I would have had to see how it does with this level. If it started breaking through and eating through this structure from yesterday, and it ate right through it and then even slammed under it, honestly. Let's see where it came back to. I bet to a previous low. Looky here. Cha-ching. $4.99, guys. Right there. See that? Look right where we opened on that day. This was Monday. Opened up with one red candle and immediately bounced. Look where we bounced today. These levels work. I promise you they work. If you pay attention to them, they work. So that's orb. It's always considered a 5-minute for me. If I go to a higher time frame, it disappears. So it measures your first 3 5-minute candles if you tell it to. Okay. Trying to get to everything. Yeah, Ambrose, I don't think that's a bad idea, brother. UPS shares for long term, I don't think it's a bad idea whatsoever. I was really trying to watch it for a breakout of 100 initially. We got this blow off move that we ran that time, right? Where did it come to? 200 EMA got denied. Okay. Since then, it pulled back and has started basing here. Let's go to a 4-hour and look at it. Yeah. What's it showing on a daily? We'll see. Trigger for me is that's why I've got an alert set here at 98. I want it to break over 100 and hold really and get to the 200 EMA and get over it. That would start a bullish run for me. It never gave this move back up all the way. It just retraced some of it. So I got it on my radar. I've been watching it. This 96.50 level. Right in there. 96.80. It's your next resistance. And it's sort of staying in this channel right here. There you go. So 92 on the low end, and then really 91 would be the bottom dollar I would hold it to right now. I think it's still a good long-term play. Let's look at the weekly RSI and stuff. Still creeping up, man. Yeah, still showing some strength, still moving up, holding 50 and above. So not bad, just a slow mover. Just a slow mover. Okay. Somebody said open. Okay. Wow, man. Look at that candle. I'll hit PayPal here in a second. What's up, Deshaun? What's up, my buddy? Are we done live trading for I7 Modi 808? I'm not sure what you're asking. Do you mean are we finished live trading today? Man, I wish I had my heater in here. Let's breaking up out of this, man. This is looking pretty on the daily. Open is. Keep that on your radar. Oh, back over 980 right here. Okay. Probably have a little trouble here at 980 and then 1070. I like the MACD look and I like the RSI look. it was staying in this little down channel. You'll break down out of ascending channels, you'll break up out of descending channels. So it's trying to break up, right? I like the look of open. I think it's bullish on the daily. What's up, Kat? From Miami. Versace, if you didn't add at 22 when we broke 22, I think you kind of got to wait for a pullback. Any kind of pullback if you're going to hold it, but 22 is your break point on it. The name of the orb indicator. If you go to indicators, type in ORB, and you're going to find the one. There's a bunch. You want to get the one under community that says ZZZ Crypto 123. That's the one I use. When you do it, you hit star and then click the word one time. Then you come over to the settings on Orb. Change your inputs where it says session time, 9:30 to 9:45, 5 minutes. On style, I always make both my orb lines purple. Okay, 9:30 to 9:45. And then make your lines the color that you choose, but make it the same every day. That way it plots on there automatically every day, okay? You can see orb from yesterday when we break out of it finally. It's a pretty nice break. Yeah, so let's do PayPal on the daily here. Hopefully that helps you, brother. You can already see I have 68.50 to 65. This is your range. 68.50 is your first resistance, and then 70. Now, it is super neutral to me, not doing anything. There's no volume flooding in, and RSI is very neutral. Right, actually a little bit bearish. Fat Tony, what's up? Thanks, coffee. Coffee Delta won't eat up premium. Theta will eat up premium. So you want a high delta. I like buying options long term in the money, at least at the money. They are more expensive, but the delta is going to be much nicer. And I still like using a low. Like if I was going to buy PayPal for a leap, which I don't think I would, but if I was, I would 100% say if 65 was kind of your entry, right? I like being able to catch off of a good level like that. So I would have wanted to have bought really close to 65. I would have bought probably 6 months to a year out, and I would have bought at least a 65 or a 62.50 strike for that far out. Well, you've got a good delta. And then I would still say if 65 can't hold, I'm not holding it. Even though it's a leap, I'm not riding leaps down $10 and $15. That means I got my entry wrong. Even though some people will say, well, you bought a lot of time. Well, so what? I don't want to see my P&L go crazy red either on a move down here and then it goes up. I've still got a line in the sand on a leap. Some people approach it differently, and that's okay. It's just my opinion on a leap. I'm either going to do a breakout if it breaks over a level. It's all about the chart still. It has to break over a level and hold it, and then that level becomes my support. If it can't hold it, then I'm not holding it. but there's Gilito, what's up? I'm trying to get to as many of these as I can, y'all. Kevin wanted DraftKings. Let's check out DraftKings. I tried to swing that thing a couple times and it just kept biting me. Let's see what's changed. Got a little bit of a change here. A little bit of a change. You do now have this move back into 40, so it's not a bad look. I'm just reluctant because it's burnt me a few times. You have bullish divergence in the RSI. The RSI is over 40. MACD is in bearish hands, so this is one factor to the downside. But this did cross up. So it's pointing up. I would say your point of control now becomes 26. And you'll see how I played this, guys. When we lost my levels up here, I did not hold this. This was my line in the sand up here. I tried to give it one more bounce and it wouldn't work. I cut it. I took very small loss because I knew if it lost this level, we were coming on down. So I'm not, I have to guard capital too when I do these longer swings. I'm not going to ride a stock $20 and $30 down and then hope it bounces back. I just don't do it. So DraftKings is starting to show a little bit of strength, a little bit of reversal strength. I don't mind the look of it, but I would still use some caution with this. What's the weekly saying? Okay. Not a bad look. That weekly candle got ate up pretty hard. So not a bad look on DraftKings right now. I think it's still cheap enough. I would either, let's look for a moment. If I were going to choose a DraftKings, maybe I can walk you through this. Okay. Let's say we wanted to choose a DraftKings option. For calls, I would at least start looking out to March or June. DraftKings is 31 now, 31.50. So then the first thing I want to look at is these ones at the money, 30 or 32.50. This is pretty close. Then I'm going to come over here to open interest, and I want to see which of these have the highest open interest. Actually, some of these that are out of the money a little ways have some really high open interest, okay? And you can get away with playing these some because they're so cheap. But if DraftKings wants to start pulling back some, these will not hold their value very well. Whereas these at the $30 strikes that are 500 will hold their value better. Plus, these things have a much higher delta. So every time DraftKings moves $1, these will move $63 because it has a 0.63 delta. So I would probably choose, I'd be fine choosing the 32.50s. You could even do the 35s. That's one or two strikes out of the money. These aren't terribly expensive. So not a bad choice if you're going to do DraftKings. The other choice I would make would be the $30 strike that are in the money. 1,600 on the open interest. These have pretty decent open interest on them. And then I like to look at volume too. And the best volume with good open interest is the 35. So a few factors: open interest, delta, and volume is normally what I look at. So that would be the March 20th. If you wanted to go to the June 18th, these don't have a lot of volume on them. What about May? Neither do those. Not much. Looks like March would be my choice. 30, 250, or the 35. That's kind of what I would choose on DraftKings if I was going to do that. Okay. Those are kind of a few factors that I like. All right. Where's my comments, my people? Man, I can't keep up. Open interest, Ari, is like the Jake $10 super chat for Hormel. Okay, buddy, I'll look at it for you. Open interest is the actual, it's like a measurement of how many people's actually interested in that contract. Hormel. Man, I love their pepperonis, don't you? Oh, the vote to reopen the government just passed. Okay. Let's go look at something here. Look at the SPY right now, see if anything happens. Just wondering, is that going to have as big of an effect on it as some people think? Hormel looks interesting to me. Can you take a look? Yeah, I hope so, Bullish Brian. SPY's up a little bit in the overnight session. Jake, what do you see on Hormel, my friend? Not necessarily Versace. I would expect a big reaction. I mean, it could give some bullish sentiment, I hope. The daily, man, I'm not sure about this, Jake. I don't. Man, this is lost a lot of value, huh? Man, I like Hormel pepperonis. Why are they doing this to my pepperoni company? Why they be doing this to our Hormel pepperoni, y'all? Oh my god. Maybe I'm getting interested with Mike. You might be right. I'm looking it up right now. I get volume on a contract and open interest on a contract. Maybe it's the amount of people that are actually holding it. the number of outstanding option contracts traded but not yet liquidated or closed by either an offsetting trade, exercise, or assignment. So it's the number that are active. I think that's right. There you go. So it's the active amount. As a measure of liquidity in options markets is the number of contracts that are still active. Let's see here. Okay. Volume on options contracts measures the total number of contracts traded during a session, while open interest indicates how many contracts remain open. There you go. There you go. Boom. There goes Spy ramping us a little bit. They didn't show us the money. That's right, Ambrose. Is it recovering or just don't touch it? Which one, Jake? I don't think so, Jake. I don't like this stock, my friend. It's like this for a reason, I suppose. I ain't saying it can't pop, but there's no reversal. You had a little pop on that daily. But it never made it back to the top of this candle. So it's not, looks like it's turning back downward now. Keep your eye on it, man, and see if it holds 21 down here. I'm not crazy about it right now, though, okay? Looks like Hormel eats the chili. Thanks, Mike Norris, for bringing that to my attention. Can you say about upcoming classes to Zynga? Sign up for them. Nobel. I think the next class I'm going to be doing is going to be day trading. I'm going to keep it on day trading strategies using session volume profile. And we're going to look at that with reversals, like daily reversals, in the middle of the day reversals. I'm going to pick a few topics and strategies. Yep. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it, man. Spy's getting a little bump overnight here. Let's look at, somebody said Nokia. Yeah, I want to keep my eye on Nokia also. I think you want to pick this up as close to 6 as you can. $630, $640 seems to be maintaining that. It's going to cool off after this move it just had. Consolidate. If you want to build a position in this for long term, just, don't let them dilute on you and then be stuck bag holding. So small stock like this, small position size. This is something that, like, if I had a nice win on something and had like a grand of profits, I might throw my profits at it the way I'm playing with house money. That's kind of the idea I would have with this. And I would DCA any kind of red day. That's what I would buy. I would buy red days and look for this for like 1 to 3 years down the road because of the NVIDIA partnership. That's kind of how I would play that. ERDG, you just need to email me. Email me. The email is in the description of the video to sign up for any classes that I've got. And I'll start announcing them more and more. I'm going to be doing more and more group classes because I can't cover everybody that wants to do one-on-ones. I just don't have the ability to. I'm trying. I'm still going to do one-on-ones, but I can get 10 or 15 at a time, or if I've had decent sized groups before. As long as it's not so big where people can still interact. I actually like group classes better because if we got 30 people in there, somebody asks a question that nobody else thinks of. So that I like that. It makes you think more. Everybody learns, and yeah, I like them. I like the group classes. I know one thing. It's cold. Well, I better not say what I was going to say. I'm an old country boy, y'all. I was about to say something that might not go so well on YouTube. It's colder than. You all finish my sentence. It's colder than. Let's see what y'all's got. Maybe one of y'all got something funny. Versace, I think next Saturday will be the next one. Fat Tony says join the Discord. Please join the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you're missing out. We have so much value over there. It is what in the world? Oh my Lord. My son just pulled up in his truck and the radio's absolutely blaring. It's like I thought something was going on. So there's so much to offer in the Discord, guys, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. If you're not in there, I would love for you to use my link and sign up for it. It is the top link in the description of the video. If you go to the description, you'll see a bunch of stuff listed down through there. And one of those, the very top link, if you tap on it, it's going to take you to the Stocks with Josh Discord. And that's the best way to support me if you really want to support me or follow me along. You get the live day trade beside of me basically 5 days a week. Okay. So Nokia, that's how I would play Nokia, man. It wouldn't surprise. It's basing down here. It's finding a decent support and range around 670. See, you got a little channel going on right here that it's staying in between 675 and 7. So it's not moving much right now. This is one of those things that if the partnership with NVIDIA goes amazing, then this could grow, over the next few years. So not a bad little something on the side, maybe. You can see how far down it is. Look at this. So the big breakout comes over 875. We'll take it back to the last high. You see, guys, there's not much up there. Not much volume up through there. Now you do have some junk right in here, but this is, it's a long time ago, man. That's back to 08, 20. Oh my gosh. Look at this business here. Look at this. There's 2019. So it is broke over the 640 level. And that 640 level was the highs all the way back here from 2017 and beyond. So good level to break. I would tell you need to hold that 640. That would be a nice level to hold. Okay. Now, give me a couple more here. We'll hit a couple more. My thoughts on doing a power hour. They're going to do them on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the most part, Swits. I just, I don't know. I like doing them. I struggle with time, man. It just boils down to time. I often make a chunk of my daily gains midday and beyond when I catch reversals sometimes. So I think that's kind of what I want to cover on my next group class. Finding reversals. And playing volume profile, session volume profile. Okay, let's look at, my God, at the comments. Let's see here. I noticed, yeah, that Mark does shares. Brent Thiggs here, a way to get on Discord without going through WAP. No, Brent, you have to. The way his website is created, the payment just processes through WAP. Then you put your Discord name into WAP, and then you're in Discord. It brings you access over there. Jason Rogers got it. Boom, baby. Colder than a polar bear's toenails. I like that, Mr. Clean Entertainment. Yeah, RZLV. Nope. Still a lot of down pressure on this. $270 maybe. No signs of reversal yet for this. Somewhere around 285 to 270 would be your next support level. I can do the profile, but that's where your last structure's at. You see right there, all the way down to here. So, yeah, 15 cents off, 285. There you go. I think you're coming down to there. Daily's lost to 200, but there's no reversal sign on the daily yet. Got to have that before I get interested in a reversal. For the daily, it's in oversold now, but it can come on down. No doubt about it. It can come on down. So I wouldn't be, not yet, but maybe the time's coming for it. Jake, let's see here. Thanks, Brent. You're welcome, man. Thank you. Fat Tony, did he say whop? What are your thoughts on day trading SPY, Mr. Byrne? That's one of the main things I day trade is the SPY. That's right, Jason Rogers. That's right. So there's RZLV for you guys. User Heart RN. I cannot remember your name. I recognize you though. BMY. Nice move on BMY. It just took back the 200-day moving average. So good move. So first things first, you want to hold that now. This 200 becomes your line in the sand once you've retook it, okay? About 51 would be your next. You gotta look. You've had trouble here before though at 49.50. 49.50, then 51. But this is getting over. This is getting over this your POC down here from 47. So it's starting to look strong on the daily, and the weekly is getting there. RSI is over 50 now. If you get your MACD to flip up through the zero line, that would be nice. I think 51 is kind of your breakout on this, okay? For your next run up on a weekly. There you go. RKT for Miss Louisa. Oh. Well. Anything here on daily? Okay. There you go. It has detected it. There's your cup and handle. It's not bad looking. Might help if I do that right. There's your arc. Pretty close. I don't mind that look. You know, these play out pretty often, especially on a large time frame. Not a bad look. Okay. I would say the daily 1850. About 1850 will be your first breakout on this. Right in there, 1830, 1850. Okay. I do like the the MACD is inching closer to the 0 line on the daily, so that's nice. We're above 50. For breakout, this RSI's got to move on up a little more. So, yeah, over 1840 probably moves you back towards 22. Hopefully that helps you. Okay, Louisa. Thank you, Deborah, Daniel. Oh, D. Daniel. It changes everybody's name on mine for some reason. I don't know. Down the whole market. Yeah, me either, Roberto. I wanted to look at CoreWeave. I've started nibbling on CoreWeave. But I will tell you, and I charted this for a friend a few days ago, and I was pretty certain we were going to see some more downside. This is what I told him was 84. This can come on down more. Now, if it does, here's the lifetime of it. If it wants to break about 85 or so, $84, $85, there ain't much to catch it. Just to be quite honest with you, there's not much to catch it. And I was kind of hoping they won't give this level up and defend it, is what I was hoping for. So, but hopium don't get you nowhere. I would expect either a bounce really soon, or this thing's getting ready to get a turbulent move to the downside. I've started nibbling here, and I was going to try to see if it held. If it held, I would start building a position here. If it don't hold, I will cut it very fast. Okay. Roberto, no. Tujo, that is CoreWeave. You're looking at CoreWeave right now. Maybe Tujo's behind on the live. Okay. All right, my friends. Just about out of time. I can look at Meta. I think I've been talking about Meta some. And I just want to tell everybody I'm buying Meta at this point slowly, and I'm buying it for the next 5 years. Now, I will still have a cutoff if this thing can't hold 600. To me, 600 is like pretty psychological support. I'm probably not going to ride this down to 550 and 480. I'm not going to do that. I've not enjoyed hearing the things I've heard about Zuckerberg. They're losing some of their top AI guys. So I don't like that about Meta, which means, it could see some more downside, some more significant downside. And I've not gotten any, it started to come up off of oversold down here and didn't complete the move. So might have to cut this. 600 is psychological support. I'll be watching that. If it can't hold that, I will cut my few shares that I have for a small loss. I did get a nice pop on the first 2 days after I started covering it, but since then. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to hold something. I might cover it and try to bring some light to it, but at the same time, I am not holding this thing down just because it's under the 200 EMA. I think it's a good buy at this point, but it's a great buy at 480. So I don't care to take a little bitty loss here and then pick this back up between 550 and 480. See how it reacts at those lower levels if that's what it wants to do. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Mike, man, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you so very much. Good night, Switz. All right, my friends. Yeah, I think it's a great long-term play too, Mr. Clean. But if it don't hold my levels, then I'll make it a great long-term play for a better price. Look at that weekly. It's just now hitting the 0 line. So this could definitely see some more downside. Definitely. Okay. I'd love to get this at 480. Don't know that we'll get that, but I would love to. Thank you. I love y'all, man. I appreciate it, each and every person. I hope I got to as many charts as I could. I try to hit everything that I can hit for everybody that I see. Jason, is snow on the daily time frame doing a cup and handle? No, sir. I don't see that. No. I don't like long term. I don't see that. Usually, a cup and handle is usually a rounded formation. And when it gets back like to that neckline up in here, you'll usually get a descending channel comes off of it till it finds support on some sort of line down through here that intersects, in which it will pop, and then it'll start breaking over these highs on the way back up, and then you break the top of the cut. That's sort of how it works. Okay. Rocket Lab, bud, is you get a little support here around 45.30, getting close to the 200. Looks like you're going to test 45 to me. Looks like you're going to test 45. Then I would tell you somewhere around here, these previous highs, probably 53.50 would be your resistance above you down through there on your way back up. Okay. Keep an eye on your 200. And this RSI is not moving back up yet. It came up and then curved right back down. So no reversal signs on RKLB yet. And Oracle, I did it a few days ago for somebody. Well, just broke every level I had down through here. Looks to be searching for 218. And it's sitting on the 200. I would be hard pressed to say you won't get some kind of bounce here off the 218 level. you will probably retest one of these levels up here before moving on down if it wants to move down more. This is very bearish looking, and the weekly is starting to get bearish as well. So I think you'll tap 218 at least. That's what I think. All right. That's all the time I've got, my people. Tony. I'm not crazy about it, man. Clear rejection off 2660. Remember these. Yeah, something like that. It's trying to break down out of it. I think you're in consolidation here, man. At this point in time, this is definitely your line. 2125 is your support line. 2650 for the breakout, my friend. Otherwise, you can play off the bottom and top of these channels, but that's the range you're in right now. It's got to break 21 to come down. That puts you at 19. And then maybe back to 16. Okay. Hopefully that helps you, big dog. That's it. I love you guys. Appreciate you. I will catch you in the morning. I'll be back on the live in the morning. Much love. I appreciate you. Be sure you throw that thumbs up in there for me. D, I did Microsoft earlier. I hope you didn't take that scalp today. Listen, I'm going to say this with the utmost respect and love. That bot is triggering a breakout move on a higher time frame like the hour. And it triggered like down in here, right? Well, if you buy an option down here, you cannot hold that put option all the way back up. So Microsoft came all the way back up to the open to pre-market high and then failed up there. This move, for what that bot signal could happen tomorrow or the next day. I'm not what it signaled today that was not a continuation of breakdown though. So be careful with those plays like that. You have to still respect a stop loss. I don't know what time it got announced, but when it come back up, you got to bounce. You got to flush down to here, one bounce, right? So that becomes your resistance above you. If you get a little flush and it won't make new lows, well, when this gets back above that previous resistance, that put is over. We're moving up. We're not moving down. So be careful with those moves. You still got to use a stop loss and protect yourself, okay? All right. Peace. Thank you, Augusto. I teach all these indicators, okay? Love y'all. Appreciate it. I cannot do any more. I've been up since 4 a.m. I'll see you in the morning. All right. If you want to support, man, if you're not in the Discord, you're missing out. I promise you. Hit the top link in the Discord. Come over and join me. We're teaching, we're learning, we're earning, we're live trading. Everything that you want's in that Discord. I promise you. Come on over and be part of it with me. Love you, my friends.